Hi, and welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa. Today, my daughter Carly is going to be joining me, and I wanted to talk a little bit more about. I had an opportunity to speak at Bitcoin Day, and they really wanted me to talk about kind of this generational crypto legacy that my mom had started by introducing my husband and I to Litecoin and a cryptocurrency, and then in turn we've shared that with our children. And so I wanted to have that conversation with Carly, talk a little bit about that and that crypto mindset and how you can start a legacy with your family and friends and what that looks like for you guys, and then how that affects your life and others around you. So, because it definitely opened my mind to things and changed so many things. So I'll share more with you right after this. Be sure to give us a like and share this video. Let's get more adoption to crypto so we can have more people living a crypto freedom lifestyle. Right back after this. Hey, Carly, I hope you had a great weekend.
I did.
You did. We had a pretty great weekend. We woke up to a little bit cooler weather today here in the city, and I took Cannon and some of his friends to the zoo. And with this weekend coming up being the 4th of July weekend, had me thinking about freedom and independence and what beautiful life that we get to live because of the legacy of crypto in our family. And I just wanted to talk a little bit more about that and share that with people. I know you get different responses from people talking about crypto. In fact, we made some new friends, and, it's that first, well, what do you do? Oh, well, we're kind of into crypto, and this is our lifestyle. And so it makes me have some of those questions for you, and also just wanted to have a conversation like how how you were raised before in a more traditional finance family, and now how you see our family now and the freedom that we have through crypto and those kind of things, and the different things that we embrace now, and kind of where we're wanting to go with Mighty Siren as well, and giving that freedom, introducing that freedom or those opportunities for freedom to others. So what do you see as like the most, I guess I kind of over talked the whole first part of that. I'm sorry.
No, I was say, like when I was growing up, I used to want to go to college. I used to want to people, like when I was growing up, my passion was wanting to be like a horse trainer or whatever. And I always just kind of threw that out the window because I was like, oh, well, that's not realistic. That's not going to make me any money. And so I just kind of pushed it out to the side and got myself an office job. And now I'm learning that the money really doesn't matter, and that I would rather just be happy in the job that I have. And I'm kind of working towards a happier future right now to do something that I actually want to do.
And you feel like that's because you feel like it's not that traditional. I know we always, told you guys, school was important and all these things. And, you have to have the right job to get the right pay, to have this happy lifestyle, because that's how we were raised.
That's how y'all were raised.
The best for you, or what we thought was the best for you.
Yeah,
so it's interesting to me. I'm just curious when did that trigger happen? After we showed you guys about crypto, or where was that for your own personal journey? Because I know it's one thing when somebody teaches you about crypto, how much of that is crypto and how much of that is your own journey of just maybe you don't really value things very much. You value more, I would say, experiences or
Yeah.
um,
Relationships and
relationships
yeah.
and experiences and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when do you think that kind of, was that always your journey? Like, did you ever think, well, no, I need to have the right job to have the nice car and the big house and the big horse and the big barn and the whatever?
Yeah.
Or was
I
that
thought
my dream for you, I guess, was what I'm saying.
it kind of it's never been one thing. I never really knew, my future when I was growing up, but it did differ from, oh, I want to be a stay-at-home mom to a rich guy. And then it kind of went to, oh, I want to do things on my own when you kind of left your marriage. And it kind of showed me like there's more to life than just like living in one house and, that stay-at-home mom thing. It's good. It's not bad to be a stay-at-home mom, but I don't
No,
think
it's
your life
great
ends
years.
there. I think there's things that go past that, and you showed me that yeah, you can be a stay-at-home mom, but eventually you're gonna get called to do something else. Life is boring, so. But that's
There's
what
a lot
crypto
of
also gave me.
opportunities. I think that speaks to like the seasons of life.
Yeah.
Because I even have friends that they had their careers first and then they had their kids later
Yeah.
in life.
Right.
And then I had, you and Zach when I was pretty young. I was 23 or no, I got married 23. I had Zach at 25, I think, and
Yeah.
you pretty quickly after.
Mhm.
And so had my babies early and then just kept having babies through foster care and adoption.
Yeah.
So that changed so much for me. But I have friends that, it's like there's these seasons in life where, oh, well, you had career first and then babies,
Yeah.
but then even that, the baby thing, they're always in your life because they're part of your life and your family. But there's a point where they are their own little beings and
Mhm.
you aren't needed 24/7. And then it's, you go out on your own or you find those things that you are, like you said, being called to or whatever. And I don't know, I'm really excited about what we're going to be doing through Mighty Siren and helping women, build each other up. I know before we got on here, we were talking about how, we picked these Mondays to do this show and it's always kind of like frazzled because it feels like on a Monday, there's a million things to do because you're looking at the week facing you and like, where do I even start?
Mhm.
So are there things that you do to help you kind of strategize or look at the week to plan out? Because we do have this freedom because of the, amazing things that crypto's brought into our life and the freedom that we've gotten from making some choices that were, maybe a little risky, but we took that personal responsibility and made these choices to make this plan for our life. And now because of that, we could do things like wake up and take the kids to the zoo instead of,
Someone, like, I don't know who said it, but someone was like, you choose your hard, and your hard could be you come home from work and you shut out everyone in the world and you choose to not do anything, and that's hard. And what's also hard is going out in the world and doing all the things that you need to do. And so you can either go home and be guilty or you can go out and be tired. And it's like, you gotta pick. It sucks, and there is a balance, but I haven't found it yet. I don't know if you have.
No, I think we're all working on it. That's where I was talking about earlier, where it's like, I value different things, you value different things. And I don't think there's one, because, I'm working on, and trying to find, really like a magic potion or a magic formula for the financial piece. Yeah. The financial piece for Mighty Sirens. And I think what I'm coming down to is it's going to be different for everyone because everyone has they value different things or have different needs
Yes.
for their self or their family. And they're going to value, there's going to be pieces like, well, I need, I value time more. Well, I have more time, so I'm willing to give that up, but I really need to be in this certain location. That's something I can't give up. oh,
Right.
well, I can give up location. I could live anywhere, but I can't give up, this time with my family, or, you know what I mean? There's all these kind of um, different pieces, and those things are going to be different set of values for each person. So that's
Right.
where it's not like a one size fits all. So everyone's going to have, that's where we can present information and choices, but that's where the personal responsibility aspect kicks in, and people have to say, here are these opportunities or choices or tools, and then pick and choose and say which ones work for me,
Yeah. Yeah. No, what's important to you, and let's use boundaries to help us create like good relations. Because I beat myself up when I like when my friends like, hey, I haven't seen you in forever, can we hang out? And I'm like, let me check my calendar. Like, it makes me feel like crap. And it's just like, but I choose to occupy myself, because if I don't, I fall into that like depression of I don't want to do anything, everything's so overwhelming. But yeah, it's like we can create those tools to help you choose what's important to you and teach you that it's okay, because I need to teach myself that it's okay to be busy, and it's okay to not hang out with someone the second they want to hang out with you, or not go do something the second someone needs you to go do something.
Yeah, definitely. And just, yeah, it doesn't mean you can't find time for them later, but you don't have to
Right.
drop everything
Yeah.
for them. I think valuing your own time over someone else's is important, because if you don't, that's the other thing. If you don't value your time, they're not going to value your time. And
Yeah.
that's when you start getting taken advantage of. I know I've had that situation myself before, where, I thought someone else was so important that, I should just drop everything,
Yeah.
and I should even ask other people that are with me to drop everything,
Yeah.
and then there we are waiting on this person who thought it wasn't that big of a deal because I didn't
Mhm.
put that boundary down and say,
Right.
yeah.
You choose how people treat you. It's so
Definitely.
hard to realize.
Yeah. So what would you say you use? So time management, I guess, is a big tool, or something that
Yeah.
you're talking about your calendar. Um, and then, so time is something that's really valuable to you. I
Mhm.
wonder what else, like with the freedom that crypto brings, and then the responsibility that comes with it, what would you say would be a good tip for somebody, like as you get into, because when you start getting more freedom, it can almost be, there can be an opportunity where, you're in a situation where you have a little too much freedom. I guess not
Yeah.
too much freedom. You could never have too much freedom, but you want to make sure that you're still being productive with yourself and your time. You're
Right.
still contributing. You're still being, healthy in your choices with your mind and your body, your resources, all of that stuff. So is that something that you find is easy to, like you started hinting around about, like you said something about falling into depression if you don't stay on a schedule or stay busy?
Yeah. So how do I stay on schedule?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. I have to stay consistent. And if I don't stay consistent, I'll let myself like I'll be like, "Oh, I didn't make it to jujitsu today." I'm like, "It's okay. I'll just miss tomorrow too, and I'll pick it back up on Monday." It's like, "No, I should have just made myself go right then and there." And that's the hardest part, is just what's it called? Like self
Discipline.
discipline. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's that's where it comes from. Is do you have the self discipline to tell yourself, no, get up and do it. Don't eat the cheeseburger. Don't sleep past your
Yeah.
alarm.
Yeah, that's a great point, because when you have freedom, like you are the boss of yourself,
Yeah.
you know, you're you're the
But are
boss
you a
of
good
you.
boss? Or are you a bad boss? Are you the boss that
Yeah.
sits on your phone, or
Yeah. And what are you going to then do with that time and with those resources and those
yeah,
choices, where, when you are your own boss, it's kind of, and you aren't used to that. There's a transition there, and it's like, okay, well, how am I going to make these choices with my time and with my finances, you know,
Yeah.
even my health. When, you know, you don't have mommy telling you, no, don't eat that burger or cake or whatever. And it's not because they don't want you to be happy. It's because they don't want you to be miserable or
Right.
feel bad
I
or
don't want you to have a tummy ache in the morning.
yes, all
Yeah.
of those things. So I think when you're finding freedom and then in that crypto mindset, you do have to learn self-discipline. That's
Yeah.
part of the journey. So I think that's another thing I think the jujitsu will really help with, even though I'm probably not going this week because it's
110 degrees in there. It is insane.
I think starting jujitsu in July is not probably the best, or in June. I guess I started in June technically.
Hopefully next year we'll have AC. We just moved into a building with no AC. So.
Yeah, so
Kind of sucks.
next summer we'll have AC in the building and we can keep rolling all summer. But yeah, I'm ready for like, okay, is it going to cool down by what? September? No, September's even hot.
October, like
October, it's usually kind of nice here.
Yeah.
September is usually okay.
Not too bad. Usually there's some cold days and some hot days, as Oklahoma does.
Yeah.
But
you never know around
you never know.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely that's really interesting because I thought we were going to talk about all the crypto mindset and the freedom side of it. And it took us right into self-discipline being like the most, when you have those freedom opportunities,
Yeah.
you know, then where does that lead you? And that leads you to needing or being, if you're going to have that, you know, because we really want to lead people to be in that healthy mindset, healthy body, healthy wallet, all of that. You really need to have self-discipline and be in all of those things. So that makes a lot of sense.
Having self-discipline to not take out of coins when they go up, hardest part.
Well, and you may want to take some coins when they go up. That may be a good choice. It's just having a plan.
But how do I not take all of it out at once so I can pay off my car? Like that type of thing.
Yeah.
That's
I think that's having a plan will help. Just like you were saying with the schedule on your phone, with the sticking with the schedule on your phone, whether it's a calendar or financially, also kind of having that plan or schedule. What's my financial plan? Well, when it goes up to X, I'm going to take this much to pay this much of my car off. Or I'm going to, you know what I mean?
No, so that's really smart. I should
having that same mindset. Like, don't just let it happen at you or to you. Like,
but make a plan.
Yes. And that way, then we're not in this emotional moment of when it happens, you're not just acting off of emotion because it's already like, oh no, I know what to do. I remember when Bitcoin goes back to 50K, 60K, I'm going to pay off my car or I'm going to take 10 grand out of whatever and pay off all my credit cards or whatever your situation is, you know, whatever those, but having that calendar, let's say like a calendar, but having that plan, and that way you're not emotionally reacting when it happens. And also when if Bitcoin were to dip to whatever, you know, that some people are saying we might get another big dip even lower than where we are now. My goodness. Like if that's so, like, can I sell some of my silver or do I have some cash put away
backup plan
that I can buy in some really low, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But having that plan or those points that, you know, set in and those goals, and that way you're not so like knee jerk reacting. It's not happening to you. You were already ready, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's important for us to like focus on and work on teaching people, and also being, I think this also goes kind of in hand with the jujitsu stuff, being really diligent about, following that plan then when it happens.
Yeah.
That was my plan, and I'm going to keep going. Just like we keep going to practice and you keep doing the same thing. Yeah. Then you do all those things. And also in self-defense, I mean, kind of the same thing. What's your plan for self-defense?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. We don't just say, here's a bunch of things, here you go, now go defend yourself. There's different, scenarios and different things you need to do in different scenarios.
Well, and that's some of the things that Jen was talking about, doing one of those self-defense classes.
Yeah.
And because she said she talks about different kinds of predators,
Right.
and how like there's the total stranger one, and then there's also like the friend or familiar.
Yeah, she called it
familiar predator or whatever, where it's like they invade your space because they're already a friend or family. And so then
it's more of like a mental attack and then a physical attack, whereas the stranger is pretty much all physical. They're going to jump out of a bush and grab you or something like that. And those are the people that are easy, I think, easier to deal with because most people.
I guess you could see them coming from a long way. But the friend or familiar,
like, you can at least have you have a chance to get away from it. But the friend, if we were only educated, we would know better. But people don't educate on that because it's uncomfortable to talk about because it's happened to most people.
Yeah, I think that is a lot of it. There's a lot of shame involved in that.
Yeah.
I know I've talked to girlfriends before, and they're like, well, it's a family member or it's a friend, it's a family, and then what are you going to say? And then somebody's going to be uncomfortable or mad. And it's like, but that's not your fault.
No.
That's their behavior that they're accountable for, And
that's something Jen said in her first ever talk with us like that. And I literally went home and bawled my eyes out because I was like, for the first time, I was like, I'm right. I'm like, yeah. And she said, if you at one point ever said no to a person and they still, or even if you said, I don't know, or if you said, no, I don't want to, or if you said, anything along those lines of
anything other than yes,
you were she was like, you were abused, you were whatever. And she was just like, her words are so much better than mine. But the way she said it was so validating. I for so long had been pushed down, and I'm like, okay, yeah, well, I was wearing a little scandalous outfit. Oh, well, I was drinking. Oh, well, I was having a lot of fun. I am a pretty flirty person. I'm very talkative and fun. So maybe they got the wrong idea. And
you were being nice to them.
Yeah, I was too nice to them. Yeah. And she said a lot of things that just made us feel very heard.
I think it's really interesting how healing something can be when another woman says something to you that even though they don't know your situation, but they say something and it just really resonates and is like, okay, no, I guess that sisterhood thing of they experience something similar to that, or I'm not the only person and I wasn't wrong, or
and it's as women we're kind of taught to be nice and be friendly and stuff like that, and then when we're too nice and too friendly we get victimized, and then we're told we're being a victim.
Yeah, for sure. There was a guy who came up to me in Austin, young kid, probably you and Zach's age. I think someone kind of set him up for it, that was hoping to get me in a bad position or something, but walked up and was, really bold, saying things to me. And I was like, you're really nice. I could be your mother, whatever. It's late, or he's drinking too much, go away, whatever. And Mom A was with me, and he's like, well, I'm still standing here, whatever. And he goes, if you thought that, why am I still standing here? And she goes, because she's nice. No, just go away.
Yeah.
She's married.
That's the thing,
And
guys
just,
are like, why are females so mean to me when I come up and approach them? I'm like, if we're not, because you linger. Like, the times that I've been nice to a man and said, like, no, I'm actually, like, here with my friends. I don't really want to talk to you. None of them actually respect that. None of
but
them.
even that's
I've
pretty,
never had a
like,
man just walk away. Never.
pretty direct. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
They'll send drinks over. No, I'm done.
Yeah.
I had a guy come up to me and my friend at a bar, and she was like, she stopped him right away. She's just this way. Her name's Bailey. Mom, you know Bailey. She stops him right away, and she's like, yeah, my boyfriend's outside, and she's about to get married. So, like, I know you're really cool. You're really nice. Thank you for coming up to us, but we just want to hang out with each other right now. And she just was very direct. She wasn't mean. She wasn't anything. And he's just like, oh, well, I was just coming over to say hi, but, like, whatever. You guys just stay here and just be by yourselves then, and walks off. And I'm like, see, like, you can be nice.
You can't win, though. Because you're just standing there. And that's the thing. Like, you don't want to be rude or mean because, like, it's pretty brave of them to walk over and say, and you are, if you're at a bar or whatever, like, most people are there to meet other people. So you don't want to bust the guys for that. And you're like, thank you for the compliment that you came over and said, you know, whatever.
Yeah, now leave. So I don't have to give you.
But no, thank you. Or I mean, it doesn't matter how you say it, because then, it's just a hard situation to be in, I guess. But I don't know. I guess there's not really like a perfect way to handle that.
Do you remember that video, Jenna Marble? She's like, this is what you do if a guy comes up to you, and she just was like, and she just held her face. I'm like, I should try it just one time. Try it.
That's hilarious. Oh, goodness. It might work.
It might work. Oh, crap. My phone might die.
Okay. Well, I think we covered. I just wanted to talk about, like, some of, you know, finding that freedom mindset and how it changed things. I think it's interesting that it took us into this discussion about how then when you have freedom, you have to do self-discipline so that you can still be productive in your life. And Daddy-O says, yeah, we can be stupid sometimes, but we can all be. Girls can be too.
Us girls, yeah.
This is not man bashing at all.
I'm sure a girl has gone up to a guy and been aggressive and or annoying, and
yes,
know, and like it goes both ways.
Yes, we can all be, especially after a few drinks and it gets late and all those things that happen. But I think if we can all just do a good job and, you know, give everybody the benefit of the doubt and try to treat each other with some kindness, I think that's the best way out on these things. But definitely, Nana says it goes both ways. So I guess Nana knows. All right. Well, speaking of generations, sounds like we got good marks there from the matriarch of the family. So she says, be kind.
You heard it from her.
You heard it from Nana. So I'll let you go. We do have ticket sales available for the Team Mighty event August 6th. And we've got pretty amazing crew coming. We've got Bixweir and the Road to Ruta crew, Felisa and Mark. Is it Mark? I wrote down just his last name. Herman from Human Events. There are great patriots that are coming. We are going to be talking with, I think Greg Lang is going to come and possibly perform for us. Pearl, who is our friend that's, you guys know Daniel from Coin Flip. That's his girlfriend. But she's got albums on iTunes and Spotify and something else. I don't know. She's a really amazing voice. She said she would come sing for us too. So we've got some great stuff going on. It'll kind of be just a bunch of different great entertainers. We've got great food and open bar for you guys at the event. And then all day you can come hang out in Oklahoma City, check out all the stuff. Bix is going to have an separate event the night before. in addition. So you can come spend like a whole weekend in Oklahoma City, Friday and Saturday night. And we will have a VIP party after the event. And those ticket sales go through. Carly will be leading.
I will be leading the dances.
Yeah, she'll be leading all the dancing for that. But those ticket sales you just go to my website, like lisa.net, and on the contact page, send me a message and I will send you information where you can pay me either cash, PayPal, or crypto, and or Cash App. Wait, Cash App, PayPal, or crypto. Yeah. So we can get you guys taken care of on that. And those are $250 for the VIP. The tickets for the Team Mighty event are $125, and that includes your meal. And that's from 5 to 8:30 on August 6th. So we'll let you go, Carly. But I put the link in the description of the video that I posted on Saturday. So if you guys are watching my channel, make sure you like and subscribe, please. Check out my Patreon, and then also go check out that video. I'll re-upload, or I'll change the description on this one to put the ticket link for Eventbrite for Team Mighty in this one. So if you give it a minute and refresh it, you'll be able to buy tickets on this description as well. So you guys take care. See you next time.
Peace.